Hello, my stitchy friends. This is Angie, the second Wind Stitcher, coming to you today for Flosstube number 6. I probably should have checked that. I think it's number 6. Today is February 4th, 2024, and I'm sorry. I was really hoping that I'd be able to get a video out sooner than this for January, but it just got away from me. I'm sure everybody understands how that feels. So I just want to welcome you to my channel. If you're new, thank you for joining. This is a channel about counting cross stitch. And for those of you who are joining me again, thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. I'm kind of inching my way up to 1,000 subscribers. I think I'm just right around like 880-ish subscribers. So I'm hoping to get to 1,000. I do have a giveaway planned if and when I do reach 1,000 subscribers. So if you like what you see, please do like and subscribe. I would really, really appreciate it. Okay, so I'm just gonna dive right in so that this isn't just incredibly long. I feel like I stitched a ton in January. I have like a few numbers to give you, but I don't have like lots and lots of stats. Pardon me. So we'll just get right started with the so this year I am working on 2 different projects that are sort of my focus pieces, and I'm rotating them each month and working on those pieces every day for at least 30 minutes. Sometimes it's like an hour and a half. Sometimes, like on Friday, it was literally like 10 minutes and I was done. I just wasn't feeling stitching at all. Anyway, so for January, the piece was this one. This is from Heaven and Earth Designs, artwork by Amy Stewart. This is Quick Stitch, Pride and Prejudice. And I'm working up here in this corner, and I feel like I actually got quite a bit done on this. So this is where I'm at now. And you can see that first kind of blue book coming in, and then the vine that kind of goes across it. I got this to exactly 6%. And I think I started at like around 2.5%. So that was a total of, sorry, I've got notes over here. Put it in my lap so it's not quite as obvious. So I think it was like, sorry, I have all kinds of notes that I am going to reference here. So I got a total of 4,134 stitches in total for Pride and Prejudice. Just doing that kind of daily 30 stitching. So that was super exciting. And then I will show you what this month's piece is a little later, because I have obviously been working on it. So the next one, so my new start, and I think I did show this in my last video, but I've done a little bit more work on it. So this is the Heaven and Earth Designs Sal. This is the stitch along. It was a limited sign up stitch along, so unfortunately you are not able to get this any longer. But I am doing the Merry Mushroom Village Picnic number 1. I think there were 4 the different little snapshots out of the bigger chart of the Merry Mushroom Village Picnic chart. So again, I'm a upper left hand starter, so I'm up in this section, and this is where I've gotten to. So I really need to be making this focus piece a little bit more too, because I absolutely I'm looking at this and I wonder if I used a wrong color somewhere. I think I did. Amazing what you like catch on camera when you're looking at this. Okay, I will check that out later, but it kind of looks like there's this line of green right here that doesn't look like it's on the chart or in the picture. Yep, I'm gonna have to look at that. Whoa. See, this is why we do Flosstube, because so that we can like catch the errors that we're making. So I really would like to finish at least the 4 pages. I don't know if I'll get a full finish. But I would really like to get at least the 4 pages done by the end of the year, so that you can get all 10 of the like mini charts that they did for this particular stitch along. So yeah, that I started on January 1st. The next one that I started on January 1st is this one. This is Belle the Highland Cow, from Painfree Crafts. Sorry for the glare. You know what? That's a little bit better. Sorry, I forgot to turn my ring light on. So Belle the Highland Cow, Painfree Crafts, artwork by MJP. I love this lovely Highland cow. And this is where I've gotten to. So this right here is actually the start of the mountain in the picture. So I'm excited to see that coming in. And this one actually did get called again for February, so you will see it again later. Okay, the next thing that I worked on was so this is actually a stitch along that I'm doing with Athena from Stitching Goddess Designs. This is the Simple Gifts Halloween from Praiseworthy Stitches. And that was upside down. So sorry. It was backwards and upside down for me, and I didn't even realize it. Yeah, so this is Simple Gifts Halloween. I did do a color conversion for this. So I am using some Silks for You. This, the orange is PR139. Look at how beautiful that variegation is. And then the purple is PR158. This one is not a super variegated purple, but it is gorgeous. And then instead of using a black, I'm using one of their kind of charcoaly grays, which is PR043. And that's this one. Oh, I got some of the orange on there. So that is my color palette for this project. And let me tell you what the fabric is. Sorry, I haven't been telling you what any of the fabric is. So this one is going to be on 18 count Ada from Fortnite Fabrics. It's called Love Bug. So it's just a really pretty mottled gray, and I am loving it. Look at how cute that pumpkin is with that orange variegation. Ugh, love it. So since this is a stitch along, we're kind of working in sections each month. So this will get pulled out again for February and worked on. It does stitch up pretty quick, so I really like that. So let me give you quick updates. Pride and Prejudice is on 18 count. Ada, I don't know. It's a mystery fabric. I lost the tag for it. I apologize. And that is 2/1 full cross. The Magic Mushroom Picnic Village Sal is on 28 count Lugana Easy Guide. And I'm doing that 2/1 tent stitch. And then Belle the Highland Cow is on 18 count Ada Easy Guide, and that is 2/1 full cross. And then the Simple Gifts Halloween is also 2/1 full cross on that 18 count Fortnite fabric called Love Bug. Okay. The next thing that I'm going to show you, I am woefully behind. This is the Moon Phases 2024 temperature chart. So this is just an example of what it could look like. But this one is a chart that does minimums and maximums. So depending on, you know, like where you're at in the phase of the moon, you'll have more stitches for the minimum or maximum temperature. So it's a little bit more complex than just like picking an average or what was the high that day. And the website that I have to use to get the temperatures for my small little town, it feels like it only updates like once a week or something like that. It doesn't seem to be super up to date. And we're into February already, and I've only got these 3 moon phases done. I was wondering this year, you know, would I be able to have some of the purple colors, which are my coldest colors, and Mother Nature did not disappoint. I was definitely in one of the areas that had the negative temperatures for both the high and the low, with the crazy wind chills, so that was super fun. My poor furnace was like running nonstop that whole week, it felt like. So I will get some purples for January, but yeah, I need to get caught up on this, clearly. I do like it, and I do want to work on it. I had so much stitching in January that I wanted to get done that it kind of fell by the wayside. Same with the next one. This is the advent calendar from Doreen Jones that I am working on. So I am stitching these kind of individually instead of all together like they have on this chart, because I want to make ornaments out of them. And I'm just basically like using my whip-go numbers to determine which one I'm going to work on. So last month's whip-go numbers were 9 and 22. And then I'm not going to show this again later, but obviously I will be working on this. And this month's whip-go numbers are 3 and 24. So that one. And I will probably start them on the day that it gets called. So I'm stitching this on an 18 count fabric. It is something blue from Mystic Fabrics. And I got the tree done except for the back stitching, and again, I had so much other stitching that I was doing in January that I fell behind. So I'm gonna try and get this caught up and then work on the other 2. The 2 for this month don't look like they're quite as stitch heavy as this tree and then the gingerbread man. So I'm hoping that will help me get caught up a little bit on those. So that is the advent calendar. Okay. The next one that I have is, this is the kit that I ordered from Heaven and Earth Designs before they stopped making kits, although it kind of sounds like Michelle and team are thinking about reinstituting kits, but in a different way. So this one is Meeting on the Turret Stairs. Artwork by Frederick William Burton. So this is a watercolor painting that this is based off of. And y'all, it's gorgeous. So I didn't get super far. I'm just, again, I'm on upper left-hand starter, but the detail in that, like this border up here, it's so, it's really pretty. So I'm excited to keep working on this one. I got this needle minder. I think I got it from Mad for Minders. It was not the Heaven and Earth one that might come with this. But this is, yeah, it's like the wood. And I love it. So yeah, this is gorgeous. This is also just an 18 count easy guide that came with the kit. And yeah, I can't wait for it to get pulled again. Okay, so that was a new start on the 10th of January. And then the next one is another new start. And this one I am actually doing a stitch along with the Redneck Bifocal Stitcher. So this is the companion pieces, so Float from Plum Street Samplers, and then the Sting from Heartstring Samplery. I love these. And I made some decent progress on Float. So this is where I got to. I am doing this, I think it's a 40 count. Of course, I don't have my fabric information right here. yeah, that's a 40 count. So it's going to be pretty tiny. So just for comparison, like I'm kind of in the middle there. I've got, you know, most of this big butterfly or moth or whatever it is done. And then we'll work over to that other moth. But this is so, I love it. It's so pretty. Those will be really pretty together. I apologize, I don't have the fabric info. It is a 40 count. It's probably like Milk and Honey or something like that from I am totally, wow, I am a hot mess today. Milk and Honey by Fiber on a Whim, I think that's what it is. Okay, the next one, this one was an unexpected new start. I was originally what I had pulled and planned was to have the Lord of the Rings pattern, that it's like the mountains and then the Fellowship pardon me, are like heading up the mountain and they're in like the silhouette. When I took a look, like really started looking at the chart and I was trying to pull it into Pattern Keeper, I realized that not only does it have a bunch of blended threads, which are not my favorite thing to do, but it also had a bunch of like quarter stitches and 3/4 stitches, and it doesn't really import into Pattern Keeper, and Pattern Keeper couldn't read one of the symbols. And I kind of had one of those moments where I was like, I love this chart, but I don't love it enough to want to fuss with it. At least not right now. So it is still kitted up. I have not officially dekitted it right now. But I was like, nope, I can't, I didn't want to mess with it, right? This is supposed to be a hobby that brings you joy, and I didn't feel like that was going to bring me a whole lot of joy. So I went through some of the other patterns that I had kitted up, or like I had floss for, maybe just needed to go pick some fabric, and I do have a fairly extensive fabric stash, so I just dug around in my fabric stash. So what I ended up picking was Welcome to Winterfell by Country Magic Stitch. So this is the travel poster versions. So I'm working on this one. So this was a new start on the 14th of January. And I didn't get as far as I thought I would. This is, you know, that top section is just all block stitching. It will be pretty when it's done, but yeah, that's all block stitching. And this is an 18 count. I will try and find the fabric information for next time. So, but it is an 18 count Aida. It's probably a fortnight fabric, if I had to guess, just looking at it like from the serging on the side. So that's where I got to. This is my very funny version of gridding. So this is just one of those like erasable ink fabric markers that you can get. And so, like when I'm doing these like big blocks of color across the top, I don't need like a full grid, but it is nice to have the markers where each 10 stitches is at, so that as I'm counting across, I have a good idea. So yeah, I have more gridded fabric than I used to, but I don't really like require a grid to do stitching, because I stitched for so many years without any kind of gridding, that it's not mandatory for me to use to use gridded fabric or to grid my fabric. I know that it helps some people, and like they wouldn't be able to stitch without gridding their fabric, and that's cool. Like there's no wrong or right way to do this. So I fully support people who need to use gridded fabric because it is nice. It's just not a requirement. Okay. Next one that I worked on was Tortoise Tower. Oops, this is one that I already had started. This is one of the animal stacks from Plum Street Samplers. I love turtles, so when this one came out, I had to grab it. And this is where I'm at. So I have the baby turtle and then the middle turtle done. I still need to finish this bottom turtle and work through. And I'm trying to decide, I might leave the border off. I haven't decided yet. We'll see. But yeah, I made some pretty good progress on this. This is a 32 count. I think it's an R&R. Oh, it is. It is a 32 count R&R linen in vintage gray. So they're so cute. I love the animal stacks. I have a bunch of them, so you will likely see more of those in the future. The next piece that I worked on is Mini Queen of Hearts. This is a Heaven and Earth design from artwork by Rachel Anderson. So this is the mini chart, and I am super excited. I started getting into the wing right up here. It's a little hard to tell that that's what it is, but yeah, I have managed to get up into the wing. So let me show you the progress that I have made. So this is the start of that wing. And this is on an 18 count Mystic Gray fabric from, I think, Zweigart. And I'm excited to finally like get into the fairy. So that was super fun. Oh, my pile is very precarious over here, and I don't want it to fall in between the, like, I have a couch right here, and I don't want it to fall like between the chair and the couch. That would be bad. Okay, next project that got called, this was one that I started last year on the 1st of January for 2023. This is Meg Wayan by Bella Filipina. So I did do a center start on this one, mostly because I am not sure if I'm going to do the border. So I wasn't super interested in starting there. And so, yeah, I just started in the middle, and that is like right in this section. So this is kind of where I'm working at. And that is where I got to. So you can see, you know, like that, I think it's like a belt that has kind of a long tail coming in, and then over here will be the start of the ship. And this fabric is a 16 count Aurora from Mystic Fabrics. This is beautiful. It's actually showing relatively true. This is a little more green than what it's showing on camera, but the purples are looking really good. I love this fabric. It is gorgeous. As Misty's fabrics always are. I really do love Misty's fabrics. So yeah, that's a 16 count, mostly because of the beading. I wanted to make sure that I had room for the beads, and that is being done on Ada, and it is 2/1 full cross. And then the last thing that I started, so this is also a new start, and this one was one that got called that I did not swap out, but this is Shire Painting by Thread of Magic. So I'm up here in this corner that's kind of hidden by this big stamp here. So I'm, yeah, up in this tree. And I love how this is looking so far. Yeah, I love it. It's so pretty. This is a 20 count easy guide. Gorgeous. I loved all the projects that I worked on last month. It may not seem like it, but I really did. For some of the ones that I just, you know, like the moon phases, getting super far behind on that. I was hoping it would be a Sunday stitch, but I had so many days, like weekend days in January, that I just had I wasn't home, had plans, had stuff going on. So I just didn't get as much stitching on the weekends that I usually do. So I think that's part of why I fell behind on the moon phases one. Okay, so let's talk stitching for February. So if for those of you who saw my planned new start parade that I had, you will know that I've got, you know, like over 30 new starts planned for this year. So there's a lot. And I have, you know, like multiple WIPGO boards, one of which is all like how I'm determining when I'm doing a bunch of the new starts. And then I also have my full coverage WIPGO board and my non-full coverage WIPGO board that I'm working off of. Initially, I was going to do 4 days for each of the WIPGO calls, but I don't, it's too many days. I don't have enough time to do 4 days. So we're going to bump it down to 3 and see if that makes it gives me a little bit of breathing room. So that I can also do, you know, like my Haid Sal and the Simple Gifts Halloween Sal, and, you know, try to get caught up on my phases of the moon and, you know, like just all the other things. I also have a secret project that I'm working on. It is a gift for a friend of mine that I'm not going to show. And yeah, so I'm loving it. But there's a lot, and I'm loving all the new starts, but it's a lot. Okay, I digress. So this month's Daily 30 project is Bird Garden. This is artwork by Amy Stewart from Heaven and Earth Designs. This is going to be a gift for my parents because they love the birds. And I am up in this section right here. And here's where I'm at so far. I've not stitched yet today, but this is, yeah, this is a much bigger chart than the Pride and Prejudice one. I think it's like double the stitches, maybe. So there's a lot. I'm looking at the back, and I was filling in some confetti yesterday, and I'm looking at all my carried threads back here. Some of it looks very, very neat, and then there's other places where you can tell I was filling in the confetti and it's like carried all across. Okay, and then the next WIPGO call that I had is October Quaker. So all the monthly Quakers that I didn't finish last year just got plunked somewhere on the board. I am not going to shuffle things around so that I'm working on it in the month that it, you know, like belongs to. I'm just working it as it gets called. So October Quaker, I have 2 days in so far on this one, and I think I'm going to get a finish today. So like I said, I'm filming Sunday morning, so I have not stitched yet, but this is where I'm at. So really, I am just working the big motif at the bottom, and I think I should be able to finish it today. I'm super excited. It'll be awesome to have another one of these finished. Love the colors on this one. It's really vibrant and pretty. So yeah, coming right along. Okay, so then the next WIPGO call that I have, this is technically on my non-full coverage board, but it is a full coverage piece. This is Peacock Topaz from Carolyn Manning Design. This is my first Carolyn Manning. It will not be my last. I love so many of her charts. So this is from the Shooting Star collection, as you can see. And this will be my starting point. So not a ton, but these aren't gigantic charts. So I'm hoping to make some relatively decent progress on that one. I really, fall that way if you fall that way. Okay, so Belle the Highland Cow, like I said, got called again. So I knew that was going to be a New Year's new start, and then I had put it on my full coverage WIPGO board as well, and so it just, you know, roll the dice, roll the WIPGO board, got called again for February, so I will get a few more days in on Belle. The next one is Dragons of the Sabbat. This is artwork by Ann Stokes, charted by Painfree Crafts. I am stitching all the black. So Alara is doing this. She's got all the outside black done. It looks amazing. This year she's working on all the inside black. Yeah, it's a lot of black. I literally have one of the mini cones of Doom. It just goes with this project. Like I just have that one in there. So this is where I'm at. Like I said, I'm stitching all the black, so we'll get some progress in working on the black. So these are kind of nice. Like if you don't want to super concentrate on your chart or need to work on confetti, like pulling something like this out is kind of nice. No brain thinking. Okay. And then the last 4 are all going to be new starts for the month of February. So this is one that got called. This is from Heaven and Earth Designs. It's Cozy Winter Evening by Uliana Babenko. I love this chart. She's so cute. My little redheaded girl. So I'll be working on this one and getting that started. For Leap Day, I will have a new start. This is, I'm going to be participating in the Long Dog Leap Day hashtag, and I am going to be starting Saga. So I didn't pull like all the colors, but I'm going to be doing this with a couple of contrasting colors in Silks for You, or from Silks for You. So it's kind of a darker purple variegated that I'll be doing all the like columns and stuff in, and then the inside is kind of a lighter silvery color. I think it's going to be really pretty, and I have a really pretty fabric picked out for that too, which I think I did show the colors in the Start Along Parade. So if you want to take a look, you can see it there. Otherwise, you'll probably see it on. Well, you will see it on a future video after I've started it. So the next one is Colorful Ocean from Artisy. So I think this is, it says original image by T. Clark, so Trina from Artisy. And I just love the colors, and this will be the first kind of, you know, like stained glass type of pattern that I'm doing. And I really like this one a lot. This will also be my first Artisy chart, so I'm kind of excited to, I mean, obviously I'm a Heaven and Earth Designs fan, but I also like like working other designers' patterns and seeing the differences. And then the last new start that I have for February is for my birthday. So this is my birthday start. This is I See You in My Dreams. I am doing the Supersize Max Color. So this is artwork by Genovia Arts, and I love this. I'm actually kitting up all the floss right now onto their floss drops. It's a lot. There's 240 colors for this one, but I can't wait to get this started. This is going to be on a 28 count Lugana easy guide, 2/1 stitch, because if I don't do 10 stitch, I will likely never get this finished. So that is what I have in store for February. I am super excited I'm still like really excited for all my new starts this year. I have a new kind of like storage system that I put together for my living room, for like where I am keeping all of my active whips for the month. I bought a utility cart that has, it's actually like a bar cart, but it is nice and deep so that, you know, it can like fit the Q snaps and the project bags and stuff like that. So I have that all lined up next to my chair. It is like a cockpit now. Like I've got 2 utility carts, one that has all of the whips on it, and then another one that has like I keep all my floss for the projects on like command hooks that I've attached to the side of the utility cart so that I can easily grab it, and I just swap them out with each project. It works really super slick, it's a little bit of chaos over there. Otherwise I'd turn the camera around and show you, but I've been slowly like trying to organize and get that all figured out. I'm also, so I do some knitting. It is not my primary hobby, but I, every once in a while, kind of get a bug and want to work on some knitting. I knit rectangles. I'm not super fancy. I do a lot of blankets and scarves and shawls and things like that. But I have like a crazy yarn stash. And when I first started knitting, I thought that I had a wool allergy, but it turns out I'm actually allergic to the lanolin in wool. And so I am able to work with like a superwash. And now that I've discovered that, it's really hard for me to go back to some of the cottons, because cotton just doesn't have a lot of give when you're stitching with it. And it's just not my favorite fiber to work with for knitting. And so I have like pulled out all of my crazy yarn stash, and I am going to be donating a bunch of it to a local knitters guild, that they then, the members of their knitters guild knit, you know, like baby blankets and hats and mittens and, you know, things like that for those less fortunate and that could really use those items. So that is a project that I'm also working on. It's a lot. I've pulled it all out. It's in my kitchen. So my kitchen is just like stacked with bins and yeah. So I need to start kind of picking away at that and figuring out what I'm going to donate and what I'm going to keep. Because some of it I for sure will keep and use, but a lot of it I'm like, okay, I just need to be realistic and understand that I'm not gonna use all this yarn. So that's something that I've been working on. There's not really a whole lot, you know, like I'm looking forward to spring. We've had some kind of spring-like weather the last few days. It was up in the 50s, I think, yesterday. It was really pretty. So yeah, I'm ready for spring. And I'm contemplating getting a dog. Now that I have a house of my own, and I don't live in an apartment, and I can get like a bigger dog and not feel bad that that dog doesn't have somewhere to go and like run and play, because I do have a very big yard. So I'm probably going to be looking at getting a dog this spring, which will probably cut into my stitching time, especially if I get a puppy. But I will keep everybody posted on that adventure. I was hoping, had been in contact with a breeder for German Shepherds. I love German Shepherds. We had one when I was growing up. I know they can be kind of a pain in the butt breed, but I am also hoping to do like a lot of training with said puppy dog. It's probably a puppy, so that I can do that training. So I don't know, but I haven't heard from her, and I'm not sure what the scoop is. I had heard from her like right after Thanksgiving, and now I haven't heard anything. So I don't know, maybe I'll end up with a rescue, which, you know, that's a good thing too. So I think that's everything. Yeah, I think that's everything. Thank you so much for joining me again. Like I said, if you're new here, please subscribe if you like what you see. I really am going to try and do more frequent videos if I can manage it. But like I said, January was busier than I thought it was going to be, which is not a bad thing, because as an introvert, it can be hard for me to be social, but it is also very good for me to get out and be social. So yeah, it was good. Okay. Done with the Midwest goodbye. Thank you, everybody, and have a wonderful rest of your weekend. Bye.